First, the good news. There are only three articles in English: a, and the. There are two types of articles: indefinite a and, or definite the. You also need to know when not to use an article. The bad news is that their proper use is complex, especially when you get into the advanced use of English. Quite often, you have to work it out by what sounds right, which can be frustrating for a learner. How we use indefinite articles a and an, sir? A and an are the indefinite articles. They refer to something not specifically known to the person you are communicating with. A and are used before nouns that introduce something or someone you have not mentioned before. For example, I saw an elephant this morning. I ate a banana for lunch. A and an are also used when talking about your profession. For example, I am an English teacher. I am a builder. You use a when the noun you are referring to begins with a consonant, that is B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, M, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, or Z. For example, a monkey, a king, and a hut. Note: you use an when the noun you are referring to begins with a vowel, that is A, E, I, O, U. Pronunciation changes this rule. It's the sound that matters and not the spelling. If the next word begins with a consonant sound when we say it, for example, university, then we use a. If the next word begins with a vowel sound when we say it, for example, hour, then we use an. We say university with a Y sound at the beginning as though it were spelt Youniversity. So, a university is correct. We say our with a silent H as though it was spelt OUR. So, an hour is correct. Lots of people get this wrong, including native speakers. Definite articles, the determiners. You use the when you know that the listener knows or can work out what particular person or thing you are talking about. For example, the apple you ate was rotten. Did you lock the car? You should also use the when you have already mentioned the thing you are talking about. For example, she has got two children, a girl and a boy. The girl's 8 and the boy's 14. We use the to talk about geographical points on the globe. We use the to talk about rivers, oceans, and seas. For example, the Nile, the Pacific, the English Channel. We also use the before certain nouns when we know there is only one of a particular thing. For example, the rain, the sun, the wind, the world, the earth, etc. However, if you want to describe a particular instance of these, you should use a or an. I could hear the wind. There's a cold wind blowing. What are your plans for the future? She has a promising future ahead of her. The is also used to say that a particular person or thing being mentioned is the best, most famous, etc. In this use, the is usually given strong pronunciation. Harry's bar is the place to go. You don't mean you met the Tony Blair, do you? Note: the doesn't mean all. For example, the books are expensive, but that does not mean that all the books are expensive, just the ones I am talking about. Books are expensive, which means all books are expensive. Here, we see no use of article now. We use no article to talk about things in general. For example, inflation is rising. People are worried about rising crime. Note, people generally, so no article. You do not use an article when talking about sports. My son plays football. Tennis is expensive. You do not use an article before uncountable nouns when talking about them generally. For example, information is important to any organization. Coffee is bad for you. You do not use an article before the names of countries except where they indicate multiple areas or contain the words states, kingdom, republic, union. Kingdoms, states, republic, and unions are nouns, so they need an article. No article, Italy, Mexico, Bolivia, England. For example, use the UK, the USA, the Irish Republic, multiple areas, the Netherlands, the Philippines, the British Isles.